Hello everyone, this is the BSE earnings call for the first half of 2018. My name is Ivo Stankov and I shall briefly present to you a short market overview and the report of the exchange for the first half of 2018. Once you're familiar with our financial standing, Ivan Takev, CEO of the exchange, shall present to you the progress of our ongoing projects and our plans for the future. I'd like to remind you that there is a number on each slide. Feel free to ask questions during the presentation, mentioning the slide number they refer to. In the end, your questions shall be addressed and answered if possible. If not, we'll obtain the necessary information and try to answer each question by email. You may ask your questions through the chat form. When you press the three-dot button, there is a second option to send a question. Moving on to the presentation. The first half of 2018 was active, but the market did not perform as well as in Q3 and Q4 of 2017. Market capitalization increased by 0.53%, while the value of all indices of BSE Sofia decreased. 10 more European index-based ETFs were listed on the main BSE market, but at the same time, more equity issues of insolvent companies and such in liquidation procedure were delisted, therefore the slight increase in the number of listed instruments. As usually, the equity trade formed the largest share of turnover in the first half. It is notable that an IPO amounting to more than 81 million BGN increased the other instruments turnover, and the secondary listing of the issue is expected very soon. We shall now move to the financial standing of BSE. With regard to the revenue of the exchange, there was an increase of 7.7% when compared to the first half of 2017. Trading fees grew by 17%, information services fees by 25%. It is notable that finance income increased sixfold from 101 to 622,000 level due to the one-off positive effect of a sale of government bonds held to maturity carried out in the beginning of 2018. The sale was related to the independent Bulgarian energy exchange acquisition by BSE. This led to the overall revenue growth. The comparison between the structure of revenue in the first half of 2017 and 2018 shows the share of each revenue item. Although at first things seem quite different, we have prepared another chart without the finance revenue to illustrate the fact that the share of each item remains relatively stable over time. This is the comparison without the finance revenue. So moving to cost, the total cost grew by 13.5% compared to the same period of 2017. The hired services expenses increased by 11.2% due to GDPR-related consulting fees incurred, while personnel costs increased by 17.6%. The comparison between the structure of cost in the first half of 2017 and 2018 shows a stable structure over time. The net financial result at the end of the first half of 2018, achieved by the Bulgarian Stock Exchange, was positive to the amount of 430,000 level, which is mainly due to the growing finance revenue, as well as a minor increase in operating cost and operating revenue. The operating loss of BSE Sofia in the first half of 2017 was 123,000 level, and in the current period, the loss amounted to 192,000 level. The net result of BSE is a profit of 0.065 level per share. Now moving to the assets and liabilities of the exchange, the total assets of BSE at the end of the first half of 2018 were 1,767,000 level, or 16% higher than the value at the end of the 2017. The major change in the company's asset was due to the acquisition of a subsidiary, the Bulgarian Independent Energy Exchange. The purchase is reflected in the investments in subsidiaries item, which grew by 5.18 million level. The first installment on the acquisition was financed by selling government securities held by the exchange according to a decision of the General Meeting of Shareholders in 2017. The financial assets held to maturity decreased accordingly by 4.02 million level, reflecting this sale. The remaining three installments on the purchase are deferred and are reflected in the current and non-current liabilities, as we shall see a little bit later, according to the remaining time to each payment. Current assets increased significantly by 23% or 667,000 leva due to the growth in cash and cash equivalents, reflecting the positive result of the said government bond sale. Regarding liabilities, the value of retained profits at the end of the year 2017 was 169,000 leva, while its value at the end of the current year half amounted to 393,000 leva. The profit accumulated at the end of the year half is due to the growing revenue from the current period. Current liabilities increased by 277%, while the non-current liabilities grew by 393%. The increase in both cases was due to the remaining deferred payments on the IBEX acquisition. Two installments due at the end of August 2018 and February 2019 are accounted for as current liabilities, while the last payment due at the end of August 2019 is a non-current liability. This is the shareholder structure of the exchange. As you can see, during the last several periods, there are no major changes to the shareholder structure, and it remains stable over time. Moving now to the trading in BSE's own shares. The average price in the first half of 2018 was 5.776 leva per share. The price at the end of the year half increased by 0.839 leva per share, or nearly 17%, from 5.061 leva closing price on December 29 to 5.90 leva per share on June 29. The minimum price per share was 5.45 leva, and the maximum was 6.45 leva per share. A total of 138,430 shares were transferred in 285 trades. The total turnover during the first year half was 1,059,413 leva, which in comparison to 488,488 shares transferred in 901 trades in a total turnover of 2,092,785 leva during the second half of 2017, marked a decrease in the turnover by 62%, volume dropped by 49%, and a decrease in the number of trades by 68%. Shares were traded in 80 out of 121 sessions during the reported period. And this table shows a quick summary of the data regarding trade in BSE's own shares during the first half of 2018. I shall now let Ivan Takev, CEO of the exchange, present to you the progress of our ongoing projects and our plans for the future. Ivan?
Thank you, Ivo. Hello, everyone. Over the course of the next 5 to 10 minutes, I will update you on what the Bulgarian Stock Exchange has been up to and what we are working on, and what you can expect from us over the course of the next quarter until the end of the year. Starting with the BSE International project. Some background information for those who are not aware about the progress of this project. We announced that project at one point last year, and we undertook certain measures in order to change our market rules and establish the appropriate settlement links so we can offer trading into international equities, exchange-traded funds, and exchange-traded commodities. Together with a partner market maker from Germany. The regulated market rule book and its changes were amended in 2017, and we also obtained authorization as a multilateral trading facility in April and July 2017, respectively, along with the approval of the settlement link with Clearstream Luxembourg in July 2017. The MTF rulebook was approved by the securities regulator of Bulgaria on 29th of January this year. The project has been suspended for quite some time upon a request from the market maker that we've been partnering for these projects, and it was suspended for 2 consecutive quarters because of the ongoing implementation efforts by the market maker and by the exchange as well. But it was resumed after the end of the first quarter. Basically, the discussions and the project into overall are going quite slowly, but at least it's moving forward. So far, we've identified just one critical question, if I may call it that way, and that's the settlement routines and the exchange of information. The market maker requested a specific report in a specific format that we need to deliver once the trading day closes. We more or less clarified all of the fields that need to be populated in that report and delivered a sample to the market maker and its settlement agent. We are still awaiting confirmation from the settlement agent, though. In the following weeks, we planned to detail all of the specific instruments that are to be traded on the BSE international market together with our members and their customers, of course. And we plan to run settlement tests together with the settlement agent and Clearstream Bank in Luxembourg in order to make sure that all of the settlement routines are smooth and going on and will be able to be executed on a timely basis after the closure of each trading day. In terms of the SME market that we've been working on for quite some time, again, a little bit of background information. As we announced, we plan to organize an SME-focused market, which is to be organized under the umbrella of our multilateral trading facility, the one that we received authorization for under the course of our international market, but we plan to modify the rule book so we can accommodate an SME market as well. The following 2 markets are to be organized. First is a private market for offerings below 1 million euro, which means that if a company wants to raise 1 million euro or less, no prospectus will be required and the company will more or less go under the thresholds of public offering according to the prevailing regulations in Bulgaria. The second market is the so-called SME growth market under MiFID II, allowing for larger in size offerings, but still with simplified disclosure requirements. We completed the amendments of the rulebook, filed our application with the Financial Supervision Commission on May the 2nd. We received some questions and comments in early July, and we amended the rulebook accordingly and submitted our answers and our amendments today on July 30th. And we are waiting for some guidance, or more precisely, FSC is waiting for some guidance from ESMA on the eligibility of multilateral trading facilities to host more than one market, an SME growth market, in addition to other MTFs under the same license, but we expect a positive answer to this question anytime soon. In the meantime, the Bulgarian SME Promotion Agency, together with the Bulgarian Stock Exchange and the Ministry of Economy in Bulgaria, launched the long-awaited voucher program that is aiming at supporting the SMEs in Bulgaria by covering their listing costs if they make a successful IPO on the exchange. The listing costs that are to be covered are up to the amount 50,000 Bulgarian lever if the IPO is successful in raising more than 500,000 lever. We expect the first applicants in Q3 2018, and we expect in overall a positive results from this voucher program. A few words about ASEANlink. Again, some background information. Currently, we have 7 exchanges connected to the platform. These are the Bulgarian, the Macedonian, Zagreb Stock Exchange, Ljubljana, Belgrade, Banja Luka, and Sarajevo. Athens, this is the Greek stock exchange, is still completing its connection, but we expect that connection to be finalized anytime soon, as we've been assured by the colleagues from Greece that they are working actively on it. Obviously, that was not a priority in the past 2 or 3 quarters, but at least we've been assured that it will be completed in the next 1 or 2 quarters. We still expect one more exchange. This is actually the last stock exchange in the Balkans to file its application for membership. This is the Montenegro Stock Exchange. We have 27 interbroker agreements signed between various investment firms and banks from participating stock exchanges. 8 originating brokers and 7 executing brokers from Bulgaria are assigned to such agreements. Currently, and this is actually a major update from the past quarter, at least one investment firm or bank from each market is actually working on and testing its fixed connection, which will complete the streamlined flow of messages with regards to transactions executed on the stock exchange. So no longer the traders will rely on the standard front end, which requires manual intervention. Orders will be processed automatically via the fixed interface. On 21st of June, the ASEANlink founding members, these are Bulgaria, Macedonia, and Zagreb Stock Exchange, signed a memorandum of understanding with Raiffeisen Bank International in Vienna. According to that memorandum, RBI is to facilitate cross-border settlement by establishing links between the different regional CSDs in its countries of operation, one after another, thus facilitating cross-border settlement. Once this project is complete, the members of each of the depositories will be able to settle transactions in foreign instruments with their own CSDs, which is not the case at the moment. A separate project is to be launched by EBRD. Actually, they've been working on it for quite some time, but that's still not a fact. That project aims at sponsoring listed company research covering different companies in the region. Most likely, the companies that are to be included will be those that are included in the ASEANlink indices. Currently, there are 3 companies from Bulgaria that are part of the ASEANlink indices, totaling 16 from the region. The project terms of reference are completed and they await approval by EBRD. This most likely will become a fact in the next quarter. And lastly, a few other words about the other focus areas that have been prioritized by us. First is our authorization as an approved publication arrangement as under MiFID II. Again, some background information. The law implementing MiFID II was adopted in early February. Before that, we were not really able to apply and receive authorization as a approved publication arrangement. We filed our application in March 2018. We were requested some additional documents by our regulator in late April. We submitted certain amendments to our rules and procedures with the regulator in late May 2018. Within a month, FSC acknowledged that the full set of documents has been filed. This is actually the procedures that are detailed out by MiFID II, which is the normal course of authorization. And we expect a positive answer within 6 months. That means by the year end. In the meantime, we'll be working on the trade reporting and publication arrangements of that service. And a few words about our trading technology. As previously announced at the previous earnings call, we will have to replace the trading technology that we've been using for the past 12 years actually, as Xetra will be discontinued as a trading platform in mid-2019. We actually are seeking, and we will find a replacement, another trading platform with similar functionality, because we definitely don't want to introduce any significant changes in the business model of our customers, and consecutively to the way the investors currently trade on the Bulgarian Stock Exchange in a negative manner. We already received several indicative offers from different software vendors, and we'll evaluate those offers in the next weeks, and a final decision on which technology is to be used will be made in Q3 of 2018. As this is going to represent inside information, we will disclose our decision accordingly with all the prevailing regulations. That's in brief what we've been up to and what we will be working on by the end of the year. Now, if you have any questions, I definitely will be delighted to take them. Please give us indication whether you want to ask questions by using the chat functionality of the platform that we use.
Yes, thank you, Ivan. Let's see if there are any questions. Not yet. Well, since there are no questions, we will wrap it up, but please feel free to contact us at any time at ir@bse-sofia.bg and ask any questions regarding the financial standing of the exchange, our plans for the future, anything that you need to know about the company. And thank you for being with us. Have a great day, and we shall announce the next earnings call when we have set the date and time. Thank you very much for being with us.